Get me to record. Okay, with this, I just want to say that the meeting adjourned. Please give big a round of applause. Yay.
Bye,
Good job,
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Wonderful.
Yes,
See you later.
don't forget to join. Don't forget
Love
to
you.
connect with me for membership. Here I
That
am.
was fun. That was fun, Kim, with our backwardsness. That was great. And Ginger, that was so much fun.
Thank you very much for all the roles, players, the speakers, Toastmaster of the day, all the speakers, evaluator. We had a lot of fun today, and I believe that this is the first time for all of you to know about this reverse meeting. Just believe me or not, I learned this first time in World Headquarters Toastmaster Club. Believe me or not, it's at 4 a.m. I learned, they invite me, and it was so fun. That's why I hope that all of you also feel the same way as I did. And now okay, so thank you very much, my VPE Vasanthi Ravi, for all the certificate appreciation and also for the vote counter. Appreciate very much. So Vasanthi. Vasanthi, are you ready? You need a co-host?
Who is it now? Oh, is it me or Vasanthi?
Vasanthi.
President will do the closing, but before that, I am going to share that we have some surprises lined up for our members, but I'm not going to reveal everything now. After the meeting, you would get it in your mail inbox. Until then, keep waiting, keep talking. We are World Travelers. And now I hand over the virtual stage to the club president for doing the closing.
Ardee.
I'm not the club president.
No, it's going reverse.
Sorry. This is really fun. Fellow Toastmasters, did you enjoy the meeting? Whoa, that's a long meeting. We already had so much to learn during the course of the 1 hour productive learnings with fellow Toastmasters. And I'm sure you had a lot of sightseeings with the wonderful speeches that we heard from our talented speakers. Thank you very much. And backwards, I'd like to
Give the
I'd
president.
like to call, yes.
The VP.
Did you hear that sound effects? I'd like to call on the functionary, our language evaluator, our very talented Sajni. Sajni is a mentor, she's the coach, and she will be giving her report. Sajni, please share us your report.
Thank you very much. Well, I was so excited listening to all the speakers today. Such amazing speakers. You make my life so easy. Now let me share my language evaluator report. There were some wonderful phrases, quotes used by all of you, which I think we can all benefit from it as well. Let me just share my screen with you. Now, first of all, the word of the day, of course. The word of the day was sightseeing, and there were so many of you who used it so many times. Ardee used it 3 times. Kim Lo, the evaluator, used it twice. Ramesh just went on and on and on. I do not know what it was for sightseeing for him. He used it 6 times. Vasanthi, 4 times. And Jasmine 3 times. And Sangeeta managed to use it once. Excellent, excellent. And there were some beautiful phrases and words used throughout the whole meeting today. Ardee, I love this phrase. You said roads were made for journeys. Wow, so profound indeed. And Ramesh, Ramesh, you were definitely traveling somewhere. That's where you came up with this particular phrase that you had. All journeys have secret destinations. Wow. And Kim Lo, in your evaluation, you use this beautiful phrase as well. Let me just see if I can move the screen up a little. Okay, it's moving too fast. Sorry, guys, I do not know why. Okay, Kim Lo said, one's destination is never a place, but rather a new way of looking at things. Wow, what an evaluation and what a phrase to use as well. And Vasanthi was very poetic today. She said, strangers think I'm quiet. My friends think I'm outgoing. My best friends know that I'm really insane. She had a beautiful speech and she had incorporated this in. Wow. Look out for those beautiful phrases and quotations which are being used. And Jasmine had one as well. Everyone has the fire, but the champions know when to ignite the spark. Now, let me also report to you that all of the speakers were such eloquent speakers. I could not pick up any sentence structures, no grammatical errors. But however, strangely, most of the speakers, if not all the speakers, got their basic grammar wrong. The is and the as were all mixed up. For example, I was singing a song and they said, I was singing songs. I was singing our songs. What English is this? And I thought everyone is such an eloquent speaker. Oh my goodness. I was shocked, but nevertheless, we are all learning here. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy yourselves just as much as I have enjoyed myself in this meeting. And now let me hand over the stage to none other. Do I pass the stage on or do I send it back to Ardee? What is the flow here? Do I send it back to
Back
Ardee?
to Ardee.
Okay, back to our Toastmaster of the day, the charming and good looking and having a very interesting style today. Ardee, over to you.
Thank you, Sajni. Whoa. I do agree that this is the group of champions who knows when to ignite a spark. And did you not just see the spark that overflowed from Sajni's aura? Thank you, Sajni. That was a very sharp noting of the language usage. Thank you so much. And now let us proceed to that lady who have a golden voice. She's a mentor, a coach, and also an educator. Let's hear it from Sangeeta, our accounter.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Ardee. Thank you so much. Now, this meeting, let me give you my report of the R counter. Very interesting observation. Today, it was wonderful to see, and I was really amazed to see that every speaker made the same errors. Just one arms, everybody one arm, and everybody one long pause. Can you beat that? How could it be so similar? Everybody made the same number of ums and same number of long pauses. So Lada had one, Kim had one, Swarna had one, Ramesh had one, Shan had one, Vasanthi had one, Zarina had one, and Jasmine had one, and I think it was the last speaker. Our Toastmaster of the day too had one Nonetheless, it was an amazing, the speakers were amazing. There were no other flaws apart from these two. With that, I hand over to our dear Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Who are the Tarzans tonight? Did you take note of the Tarzans? Who are the Jays then? Thank you, Sangeeta. That was wonderful. We all heard the speakers a while ago, and we all learned something from their personal stories. Now let's hear it out from their evaluators, because feedback and evaluation is the meat of this meeting as the most important part of the meeting. Let's hear it out for the fourth evaluator who will be evaluating The speaker, of course, she will be evaluating Shan Lee. This lady is very close to my heart. She's a unicorn goddess from New York, and she's so sweet. Let's hear it out from the lady Lada Goddess. Ladaness, hello.
Thank you, my beautiful toast god, Ardee. What a speech! Woo! Shan! Everybody, come on, let's hear it. That was amazing. That was an amazing, fantastic speech. I think it's the best one you've ever done. Amazing. The title, I love it. 3 guaranteed ways to make people laugh. And the sub thing is, I don't know what I'm doing. That's her subtitle, but that's the title. 3 guaranteed ways to make people laugh. Love, you started your speech. The first thing you started talking about were the benefits of laughing. You were saying how it's good for people, immune system, health, all that was great. But I would probably start out the speech maybe with a question and just say, who here likes to laugh? And you instantly get us all in there, right? Who likes to laugh? And say, raise your hand. And even that kind of gets people to laugh right away. So I love that. So ask the question, then go benefits of laughing. And then you very simply went into the 3 different ways. I love it. The first one, the simple gesture. You didn't say a word. You did not say a word. You started putting your shirt on backwards and you made everyone laugh. That was fantastic. I thought that was brilliant, awesome, amazing. And then the other thing, and then you told people to unmute themselves, which is even better. And then people started laughing and then everyone started laughing. I thought that was brilliant. So the first thing, simple gesture, I thought that was hilarious. That's the first way to make people laugh. The second thing you did, you talked about how laughter saved your life. I love that. You gave us the story. It was a great story. It was an interesting story. And it also made us laugh in the end, but what a beautiful, heartwarming story. And you would never think that it's funny, but it turned out to be funny. So I thought that was really, really beautiful, giving us a reason to care about you. And then you were making it funny. So it's even better. Okay, awesome. So that was 1 was simple gesture, 2 was your story. And then 3, your ancient family secret of how to make people laugh. What? Has anyone ever heard of that one? I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was absolutely wow. I've never heard of anything like that. So I just thought that was absolutely great. So those 3 things, gesture, your story, and then your ancient family secret, perfect. And the organization was so simple. 1, 2, 3, bang it out. Loved it. Your body language was good. I would get a little bit more of your body language. Your gestures were great. Organization was great. But the one thing I would really tell you, yes, you were confident, but I would even go more confident, knowing that you are funny, Shan. Just, we all know you're funny. And I want to see that knowingness that, yes, I am funny. I'm making people laugh. And then the end, I thought that was really nice when you said, hey, you wrapped it all up. You said, you should make people laugh. Other people laugh in your life. That would be great as a call to action. But what I would probably say is, I would slow down in this moment and I would say, who in your life here today, right now, can you think of someone that needs a laugh today? Think of someone that needs a laugh today and go make them laugh. Brilliant. I thought it was a great speech. This way you're making it, the beginning you start with a question, the end you end with a question. Fantastic. Love it, Shan. I thought that was a beautiful speech. You made me laugh. You made us all laugh, which is wonderful. And I think it's the best speech that I've ever heard from you. So thank you for making us all laugh. Back to our beautiful toast god of the evening, Ardee.
Thank you, Lada. Who would believe that Shan Lee doesn't know what she's doing, right? So Shan Lee, she's a DTM, and what a wonderful evaluation, Lada. Thank you.
She looks very upset.
Yeah. Now let's move on to the third evaluator.
A safety announcement. Please fasten your seat belt. There is going to be turbulence now.
Whoa, okay.
Did you feel the turbulence?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's settled down. Let's proceed with the third evaluator. Our third evaluator, of course, she's a champion speaker. Our dear Team Law will be evaluating the speech of our beloved Vasanthi Ravi. Take it away, Kim.
All right. Thank you very much, Ardee. Vasanthi, wow, wow, and wow. Thank you very much for that wonderful speech about social media presence. Now, there's a saying that goes, one destination is never a place, but rather a new place, a new way of looking at things. And you precisely meet that quote. You not only know how to use social media to build your brand, your personal brand, but you blow your social media presence to stratosphere to bits. That is what you did in your speech. I was so impressed. Let me tell you the two things I like about your speech. Number one, you have branding of yourself in social media is consistent. Preserving your message in the social media is consistent. Preserving your Indian heritage and the charity that you do, that you share with us in the social media. Wow. Number two, and you have met so many good elements of building a good social media platform. And let me share with you what they are from your speech. You are authentic. You are consistent in your message. You connected with the audience, and you know your audience. You do not hard sell. You soft sell them. So that is so important in social media, and it's no wonder that you blew your social media presence on stratosphere to bits. People love you, Vasanthi. If I may add, there is only one thing that I would like to add on to build your social media presence even stronger. And that will be to engage online more often. Maybe do it daily if you can, and create new content on your social media. Then your social media presence is going to be even better. So all in all, great speech on social media presence. I learned so much from you. You are authentic, you're consistent, you connected with your audience, and you definitely soft sell very well. And the only thing is engage more often and create more new content. So back to you, Ardee.
Thank you, Kim. Who doesn't know Vasanthi? If I would describe Vasanthi in one word, she's empowered. And wow, your evaluator is a champion, an empowered champion. Both of you are amazing women. Thank you. Now let's proceed to the second evaluator. And this evaluator is DTM Sawarna. Sawarna, when I first came across your name, I got hungry because in the Middle East, we're so fond of shawarma. It sounds like, so my eyes, I couldn't read it properly. So when I first read it, wow, that's an amazing name. It's like shawarma. So Sawarna, when I get to know Sawarna, I said, wow, what an amazing lady. She's eloquent and she's so sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's welcome her with a virtual round of applause. DTM Sawarna to evaluate the speech of Zarina Khadir. Take it away, Sawarna.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you so much to our energetic Toastmaster of the Day and Club President, distinguished members of World Travelers Club, and of course, Zarina. Summarizing your speech, you really took sightseeing so literally that you decided to go and network with someone outside of Toastmasters. And your story about how engaging and how you met new friends there was simply amazing. Thank you so much for a wonderful speech today. Looking at what you did well today, the three things that I loved about your speech is, of course, the speech structure with a great introduction of how and why you went to this networking session, what you found there, and of course, your takeaways, and also some call for action from our end on what we can do. Great structure. Second is, of course, you had an authentic story. Friends, whenever we do something with a story, of course, all of us remember. And when it is a story where you personally go and experience it, it is a wonderful sharing. Thank you so much, Zarina, for doing this today. And of course, the energy with which you delivered. Fantastic. Two aspects that you can improve on is that first is having a good vocal variety. When you share your story about going to this event, which you don't know anybody, I'm sure you would have felt like anxiety. How do I do? Those things could have come out very well in your vocal variety, which was slightly missing today. So I hope that you can work on your vocal variety. And of course, as a stretch goal to what you can do better is, with contests coming, learning to present standing up and using this beautiful screen that we have to the fullest, coming closer, going far away, learning to do all this and excelling. So I look forward to you as a strong contest winner from World Travelers, so that you can do your best and learn to get the stage well in. Yeah. So thank you so much for a wonderful speech today, Zarina. And I look forward to hearing more such stories from you in the future. And over to our all-energetic Toastmaster of the day, Ardee. Over to you.
Wow, Swarna, that's like a complete shawarma meal, complete of condiments. How can you go wrong with a meal like that? It's so delicious. Thank you so much, Swarna. And of course, our first evaluator who will be evaluating, let me just go to my agenda, who will be evaluating our first speaker, our Vice President for Public Relations. This gentleman is very committed to World Travelers Toastmasters Club. He's also a seasoned Toastmaster. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ramesh to evaluate the speech of our beautiful Jasmine. Take it away, Ramesh.
Thank you, Ardee. Can I just do a sound check? Can you hear me? Fantastic. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially Jasmine. What a fantastic speech. That speech entitled The Spark made me sweat because it was so hot. Fantastic. I'm going to use the glove technique, if I may, to evaluate your speech today. G for gestures. Fantastic gestures used throughout. I like the way they were relevant to your speech. Please continue doing that. An area for improvement in this way is eye contact. There was a couple of occasions where you were doing this and that, where you lost eye contact. So please just keep your eye contact on the audience. That would be fantastic. Let's talk about L for language. Your language used throughout the speech today was absolutely fantastic. I like the way you also used the power of three in your speech. You talked about this spark started with, your spark ended with, and your spark generated. Absolutely fantastic. I like the way you use a spark in your speech title as well as throughout your speech today. There was a few things else I liked as well. Let's talk about O for organization. I like the way you opened your speech with a quote. Bear with me for a second, I've lost it. Where is it? The quote was, every fire starts with a spark. And also, you finished with that same quote, which actually brought it all around again. Absolutely fantastic. I like the way you did that. The organization was really well, so please continue doing what you're doing. Let's talk about V for vocal variety and voice. Your voice is always fantastic, always clear, lots of vocal variety already in there, but maybe there's an opportunity to improve. The area for opportunity is exaggerate your voice. When you're speaking as a third person, pretend to mimic that person like a cartoon character. I think that will work really well with this particular speech. And then finally, E for energy. It goes without saying, Jasmine, that the energy levels were through the roof. There's no need for improvement in this area. So in summary, a fantastic speech which supported your level 5 HPL project. absolutely relevant, and you gave us insight into your project. A small area for improvement. Other than that, absolutely fantastic. I am heating up because of the spark. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Ramesh. How can you not listen to the sparkling voice of Ramesh? Thank you so much for those wonderful observations on Jasmine's speech. Fellow Toastmasters, now let's hear it out from our timers report.
Thank you very much, DTM. My report here. Our fourth evaluator, Lada, did 3 minutes 30 seconds. Kim Lau did 2 minutes 30 seconds. DTM Swam, 2 minutes 33 seconds. And Ramesh Alai, 2 minutes 42 seconds. Back to you.
Thank you, timer.
Okay.
Aren't we all enthralled by the stories that we heard from our prepared speakers? Wow. We heard their stories and we learned something from them. Thank you very much for those wonderful prepared speeches. To deliver her first speech is our fourth speaker. She's Shan Lee, and the title of her speech is, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Shan Lee.
Sorry. Toastmaster of the day. We need to listen to the timer of all the speakers, right?
Not just yet. Oh yeah. Yes, let's hear it out from the timer's report about the time of their speech. Thank you, our princess, dear Eliza. Timer, please give your report.
Hello. Yes. I have to give the report for the different evaluator, but for the R counter, I have to give the report for the R counter did 1 minute 25 seconds, and about the language evaluator report did 3 minutes 12 seconds, and for the our president did 1 minute 43 seconds. That is all.
Thank you, Ada. Thank you for that your timer support. And let's now proceed with the fourth speaker, Shan Lee, who will deliver her persuasive influence level 1, writing a speech with purpose. And the title of her speech is, I don't know who I am, what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's give it a round of applause for Shan Lee.
How many of you have actually started laughing the moment you wake up? Or how many of you have actually woke up laughing from a nightmare? I'm not saying that you're waking up with a laugh. Laugh from a very nice dream. I meant a nightmare that you will be shivering and wondering, oh yeah. How many of you have that? Raise your hand.
No, never wake up.
Hey, you must be interesting, you see, because we don't laugh after a nightmare. We start screaming after a nightmare.
Right.
So ladies and gentlemen, I managed to get you laughing. And yes, that is where my title comes in. I am actually don't know what am I doing for today. So, talking about laughing, how many of you actually practice laughing every day? At the simplest joke, at the not so funny joke, but because it is someone you know, you just laugh for the sake of getting that person to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess many of us is just laughing, not for the sake of laughing, but laughing to get the person who told the joke or the person who is telling you something that is just getting us with a polite laughter. I see. Now, many of you realize one thing, or how many of you have ever realized that you're actually needed one thing? How laughing benefits everyone, not only in the daily life, but in everyone. Because how many of you have gone through an entire day without laughing? No, laughing actually keeps us on our toes. It keeps us on our mental health, because by laughing, you keep the stress away. By laughing, you tell the person that your joke is good. It is laughter. And frankly speaking, in my line of work, after getting scolded daily on a job basis, you definitely have to laugh it off. And you will be very stress-free. So ladies and gentlemen, remember this. Do not laugh for the sake of laughing. Laugh because it is where I will go running to make my stress go. I will go boxing to keep the stress off. But one of the things I keep my stress off is to bang my keyboards on my table to get the dust off. And at one point, my colleague asked me, why are you banging your keyboard so loudly? And my reply, I am using my keyboard as someone who I hate, so that I won't hit that person in person. I'll just use my keyboard as a way of stretching away. And that answer evokes the laughter of the entire room. Because not only that answer gets them to keep their keyboards and start to hit it to stress and laugh it off as well. So of course, the benefits of laughing: 1, to distress. 2, is to say, yes, your joke is fun. Your joke is funny. But how many of you have actually laughed at a stand-up comedy and sometimes you don't find that stand-up comedian funny at all? But you laugh because it is polite and you are in the audience. So remember, genuine laughter is one way of getting the stress out. And of course, there is no what I call Asian family secrets. But there is one secret that I have, is to keep someone entertained and keep that laughing. And that is to entertain a baby who refused to sit down, and you have to lift him up. And that is one way of exercising and laughing him off as well, because the moment you carry him up, he laughs as if he is flying high. And that is also one way of exercising when you don't feel like exercising, because you need to entertain that 6-month-old who refused to lie down on the bed. So remember this, ladies and gentlemen, when you feel stressed, when you feel like you want to hit someone, or when you are waking up from a nightmare, just laugh in off. And with that, back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, DTM Shan Lee. Indeed, laughter is the best medicine. And you know what? Anger is just one word away from the word danger. And you'll really be in trouble if you do not know how to control your emotions. So, fellow Toastmasters, do not vent it out on your keyboards because nowadays keyboards are very expensive. It's not practical. Okay, just hum a song. When I'm stressed in the office, I always sing. I always remember the voice of Sangeeta and I feel distressed. Well, Toastmasters, let's proceed with the third speaker. This speaker is an eloquent, charming, and a very supportive lady. And her name is DTM Vasanthi. DTM Vasanthi will be delivering her Strategic Relationships Level 4 speech, effective building a social media presence. And the title of our speech is Who Am I? Who am I? Let's all welcome DTM Vasanthi.
Thank you so much for the fabulous introduction, the Toastmaster of the evening, Ardee. Who am I? Strangers think I am very quiet, an introvert. My friends think I'm very sociable and outgoing. But my best friends know I am really insane. Do you want to know more about me? I will reveal a little bit about myself today. Don't think my social media is full of action. I come out only when I feel like. Only when I need to let people know of something. Otherwise, I go hiding. There are two things that I'm very passionate about. It's speaking. One in a Toastmaster setting, another one in a setting where I'm a museum volunteer. These two aspects I try to boast about all the time. In my social media, I do write about the meetings I attend, be it the local meetings in District 80 or overseas. I try to write about the meetings that I attend, how I have transformed from a quiet, introvert person to a talkative person, but all the time making sense. And I do listen as well. Why? Because I'm a Toastmaster. Believe me, I had recruited some dozens of them without even taking credit as a sponsor. There's one person in this room who would agree with me that she followed my Facebook post and became a Toastmaster member. Now is the District 80's PQD, Swarna Kalyan. Sometimes in your social media, don't expect likes and comments. People will read. Certain times they will be very quiet because sometimes people do not want to be generous in their compliments. Don't worry. You are done when you posted it. People who want to be envious of it will still look and be envious. People who want to make the most out of the post and react to it and make the best out of it will know how to reach out to you. The second thing I talked about is being a museum volunteer at the Heritage Center. This is the certificate that I have for being a volunteer. Every year, year after year, I am getting the recognition from the Heritage Center for being a volunteer. This is my 6th year. And there again, I joined as a student and recruited so many of them by my social media posts. People read about my Heritage Center volunteering, and then they joined the Heritage Center to do the docent programming, and then they also are volunteers now. The other thing I'm very proud about is giving back to the community. I came here as a migrant some 3 decades ago, and I'm always wanting to be there for the migrant community who are less fortunate, leaving behind their families and coming and struggling here in a city which is new to them, a language unknown, a family unknown, but yet they are here for this, for the sake of their family and being the breadwinners. They are not here for sightseeing. They toil so much that their blood and sweat helps the people in their family have their bread and butter. Sometimes not 3 meals, only 1. Such is the condition that they come from those third world countries. So I always want to reach out to the migrant workers, and I am a part of a volunteer group without a name for the past 10 years. And I am the one sharing that. You could see in my social media post the various initiatives that we do for the migrant workers. I'm very thankful for the community that always lends me support, that during COVID, we sent food to 40 over dormitories. And I have something to share here very proudly. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
We send rice, we send sugar, sometimes the ration for the dry food for the workers. And then we also cared for the workers and the nurses and community care workers during the COVID. So that was something that I would really think as a lifetime opportunity that was given to me, because my social media posts were very transparent. Believe me, if you are doing something for the community, transparency is the key word. Every dollar given to me, know that they are able to see whom it is being given. That transparency gave me the trust that the community grew leaps and bounds. And I was able to do this for 40 over dormitories. Not 1, not 2. And even organizations started collaborating because they did not know how to reach out. They had the resource, they had the CSR funds, but they did not know how to reach to those workers. So the dry food or ration that we call it as was sent to all of them. And that happened because of my social media post. When COVID broke, little did I realize that it would grow as a movement. And I'm thankful that so many people placed their trust on me. With this, I tell you, if it's a personal space, be very cautious about what you write. Don't share your problems. If it is for your organization, be very transparent to do the right thing in a right way, and there will be always people gravitating towards you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Oh, Vasanthi, who are you? You are a woman who wore a lot of hats, but I remember you as someone who's giving, who pays it forward to your community, because I resonated so well with your story. I also have my Facebook page. I have a private Facebook page that I help people with in the Philippines, and every dime, every centavo goes a long way for the poor families. And thank you for sharing that wonderful story, Vasanthi. What a noble act. Thank you so much. Now, let's proceed to our second speaker, Zarina. She will be delivering her speech entitled My Networking Experience. Zarina, My Networking Experience. Take it away, Zarina.
Hi all. So my first question is, how many of you will get volunteer speaker today? So I just did. So today, my speech is about my networking. I would like to share about my networking experience. When I was looking for my email, one particular lovely day, I came across an invitation to the DNS, the Domain Name System launch event being held at Grand Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. Special event launched by the Malaysia Minister of Communications and Multimedia. This was the first time I received an invitation from the, identified government contact to such a significant event which brought together professionals from the government and some private sectors, not only in Malaysia, but across the Asia Pacific region. I'm gonna just say that this is the power of networking. The happy pinchings of birds pitching back. So, but let me take you back what happened 2 or 3 years ago. I was much slimmer than now, insecure professional who just graduated. I was transitioning from working in laboratory to being a technologist, which required me to significantly being a difference in my personality. I need to pitch the technology, and I have to be good at explaining a simple use of technology. As a result, I was constantly headache because, especially when I am interacting and consulting with others people. I remembered I'd taken a lot of Panadol to ease my headache whenever I misinform people about something or I made them unpleasantly unhappy. So long enough, and I realized that why it's all about, because I'm actually an MP introvert. What is the MP introvert? That I can be an introvert for no apparent reason. Just suddenly I can be introvert. So but what I can see that I survived, and me joining Toastmasters helped my soft skills a lot. So with all of my ups and downs in my career for the last 3 years, I didn't notice that people actually begin adding me to various networking events. How I'm feeling? I'm feeling on the top of the world. I jump around and dance robotically. So fast forward to the story of the networking event. For the networking event, I have particularly 3 objectives. The first and foremost, I want to be myself. I was invited in the capacity of my individual professional, not as a company employee at the time. So it's the ideal opportunity for me to bring my own level, value, and identity. Second, I would like to collect as many of business cards and connection as possible. It hugely depends on whether or not my MP personality, my MP introvert personality emerge unexpectedly in front of others. Third, very important. I just want to enjoy the free lunch buffet. Yeah. Just kidding, but yes, it's true. So I'm wandering at events, I'm wandering here and there and getting myself registered at this counter and finding a seat. For me, the seat is crucial. I had to sit next to someone who could help me to network further. I told myself in my heart. But I didn't see anyone interesting. So I just sat next to some university students who were also invited. I couldn't believe that the fact that I was actually learning so much about the latest technology while talking to the students next to me. Next is the moment that I'm waiting for, which is the bridge tea networking time. was sad to mingle. So I quickly grabbed some fruits and ate with a group of people who are discussing about something. I'm standing nearby and hearing a lot of discussions. And then suddenly, they asked me, yeah, what about you? I am on the top of the world again. And then I put away my plate and then I eagerly told everyone about my contributions and my projects. At the end of discussion, I received 2 business cards from the people who helped high-level government policy. The event moved on to the some presentation by the speakers. I patiently wait for my one and only chance, the lunch pre-bucket. This is my final shot. I hope we sit at the same table with high influence professional, even though despite my objective to eat everything all out. Unexpectedly, a professional I spoke at the branch invited me to join to her tables. And in my head, I said, hooray. As a junior professional myself, I've mostly observed and listened to how all the respected professionals speak casually. It was extremely meaningful to me. So if you're wondering what I got out of my networking event experience, I got 2 business cards and I got to connect with 10 contacts, which is include the opportunity to eat lunch buffet at the same table with high influence professionals. And with so many projects and I get many experience. Most importantly, besides to enjoy the expensive buffet, it changed my perception of networking from a bunch of people talking to each other just to fill the time at the event to number 1, networking is not just connecting the same people, same interest, but same idea and same opportunity. Number 2, networking help. When we help people, we can get everything in our life. Third, networking is investment. It takes time, and when you done it correctly, you can yield again with result. And fourth, know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it. Thank you all. Happy networking, people.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zarina. Yes, I agree that networking really helps a lot in reaching out to people. But more than networking is the relationship. We have to maintain that relationship in order to build networks. Because even if your networks are strong, if you don't maintain that relationship, build friendships, that networking will fail. So moving backwards, let's proceed to our first speaker. And our first speaker is our Sergeant at Arms. She is Jasmine Smith, and she will be delivering her persuasive influence level 5 high performance leadership. The title of her speech is The Spark. The Spark. Give it up for Jasmine Smith.
You're muted.
Thank you. Or let me start again. Let me get. Every fire starts with a spark. Who would have thought that Area 10 speeches would have become a reality? I've always wanted to assist my fellow Toastmasters to achieve. Here am I doing my speeches, and I'm not seeing my brothers and sisters achieving or accomplishing their Toastmasters dream. I got an opportunity to share my experience, to share my testimonial of how I was afraid of public speaking and how Toastmaster helped me to overcome that fear. As I went sightseeing one afternoon, trying to figure out how I can assist, there was this great idea, that light bulb effect. Maybe I could engage my area in exploring speeches. I ran with the idea to my area director because by now I realized that all wisdom is not given to me and I need help. I needed help. So I went with my distinguished Toastmaster, Annette Robotham, and my past area director, and I shared my idea. Hey, let's have 10 speeches with 10 excellent evaluators just to encourage those persons who are afraid. Have them do their speeches in a controlled environment and help them to understand that it would have been non-judgmental. It's an area where they could feel free to make their mistakes. And 10 speeches for Era 10 became a reality. Just from that sightseeing and insignificant, what I thought, dream of helping my fellow Toastmasters. We rallied around and we got 10 excellent evaluators. Can you imagine a meeting with 10 speeches dubbed 10 for Area 10? Allow me to share with you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, the results, the reason for this, the results, and the challenge. The reason, as was mentioned before, I really wanted to make an impact in my club, in my area, Area 10. I wanted to motivate others to come out of this prison, those prison bars that held us captive, that fear of public speaking. I wanted them to experience that break free experience of breaking free from those prison bars of fear for public speaking. Yes, it became a reality. That was my motive. I really wanted to assist, to make my impact, to assist others, to overcome that fear, because I know Toastmasters is an area where you can be free to share, be free to be who you are, to be authentic, because we are here in an environment where we are applauded for every good effort, for everything we try to achieve, we are applauded and we are encouraged. So that was my reason. What was the results? I will share 3 results. 3. 1, the commitment. Did I say commitment? That should be the 3rd of the 3. My first one, going back phase, my first one is how persons develop confidence. Because they know for sure, they realize, they experienced the fact that they could do their speeches without feeling that fear that they were going to feel stupid or incompetent. So that that confidence was developed. Not only was the confidence developed out of this experience, but the camaraderie, the fellowship. We developed friendship, we developed bonds out of this situation. And persons were ready to achieve their desired outcome. They wanted to do their speeches. Persons were volunteering to do speeches. Persons were volunteering to take on roles. Who would have thought that just that little spark would have ignited that kind of a victory for that Area 10? Not only confidence was developed and the camaraderie, but there was a commitment from the team to develop themselves as leaders, to develop themselves as persons who really wanted to achieve, and they would carry that flame. They decided that they wanted to be that spark that ignited that mighty flame, as Richard Peck would say. It only takes a spark to get a fire going. It only takes a spark. So what is my challenge for us today? 10 speeches, 10 evaluators was a success, and it achieved its purpose. Persons were motivated. I want to challenge us, World Travelers Toastmasters. How can you help? How can you be that spark that is going to ignite that mighty flame? Go explore, go sightseeing. And I'm not seeing my timer, but go sightseeing. Oh, I'm seeing it now. Go sightseeing and explore and hold on to that dream. I challenge you, don't be afraid to dream. Do you dare to dream? I encourage you, let me remind you, every fire starts with a spark. Everyone has that fire, but champions know when to ignite that spark. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Ooh, Jasmine, you are on fire. You're like a torch, burning and enlightening that path of excellence. Thank you, Jasmine. From that tiny spark, you have burst into a mighty flame. And yes, I agree. The champions know when to ignite that spark, and you're one of them, definitely. Fellow Toastmasters, are we all excited to hear the speeches of our champion speakers? Yes. And before we even start our first portion of the prepared speech, let me now proceed to our functionaries. I'm joined today with a group of talented functionaries, and let's start off with, of course, me. I will be explaining the theme of the day, which is time travel. Time travel, fellow Toastmasters, what comes to mind when you hear about the word time travel? Some people would think that it's time to travel, but some people would say that going back to the past or going to the future. But fellow Toastmasters, do you think it's a wise idea to know what's in store for you in the future? It's like watching a movie and there are spoilers. And you would definitely not like spoilers to tell you what happened in the future, right? That breaks the excitement, fellow Toastmasters. What makes life more exciting is not knowing what's going to happen next. That builds the excitement, that builds the drama, the joy. We always look forward for tomorrow. And if you travel back in time in the past, well, that's good. Just like thinking about good memories and being reminded of our painful past, the sorrows, which make us more learned and more smart. Fellow Toastmasters, now that I've introduced the theme of the day, time travel, I would like to call on my functionaries, my team leaders who will be joining me today. And first off, I would like to call on the language evaluator who will be explaining her role. DTM Sajni is our Vice President for Education. She's a mentor, she's a coach, and she's a giver. Let's hear it from our language evaluator, DTM Sajni.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. So as the language evaluator, my role is twofold. First is to introduce the word of the day and also to be listening very intently to all of you when you guys speak and try to pick up some excellent phrases, usage of words, which I can share later in my report. And also to look up for something if there's any mispronunciation or any sentence structures which may not be correct, and if I can just help to just put them a little right. So let's move on to the word of the day. The word of the day is sightseeing. It is a noun and it means the activity of visiting places of interest in a particular location. For example, there was no time to go sightseeing in Nashville. So with that, back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, the charming Ardee.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sajni, for the explanation of your role as the language evaluator. Let us now proceed to our counter, and our counter is none other than our singer, our songstress, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Sangeeta, take it away.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Ardee. No, DTM Ardee. And the accountan's role, the purpose of the accountan's role is for me to note any word or sound used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and you know. Sounds may be or You should also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means, this means. So that's, I will be observing. So I'm going to increase my listening skills. And just one information is that this is the first time I'm playing the accountant's role. So all the best to you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangeeta. All backwards, eh? Reverse meeting. Such a wonderful meeting, guys. I really enjoyed it. I had fun with the glitches. We all learned something. And hey, guys, are we all excited for this meeting? And before we even start, I'd like to hand over the virtual control to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Eliza. Eliza.
We had to use our timer.
Timer. Yes,
Hey,
timer.
Because we are time traveling in time, we forgot the timer.
Because we are having a good time, we forgot the timer.
Yeah, timers report, please do not curse me. Timers report, can you please give us the time?
It's always a good time.
Ada, are you there?
Ada, where are
Hey,
you?
guys, before Ada provide her report, you know, in our vernacular, Ada means have, to have. See, that's why Ada have the report. Ada, take it away.
Thank you very much. I will spend my role as a timer is time the table topic, formal speeches, evaluation, and I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the yellow and red background, which denote specific times remaining. For this meeting, I have the time for the 4 speakers. Our speaker, Jasmine Smith, did 7 minutes, 27 seconds. Zarina Kadir, 7 minutes and 2 seconds. And DTM Vasanthi, 7 minutes, 43. And DTM Shan Lee, 6 minutes, 43 seconds. Here my report. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Ada. Thank you so much. And now, before we even start this meeting, let me call on our presiding officer, who will be welcoming everybody to this wonderful meeting. Our future DTM, our princess, Toastmaster Eliza.
It's wrong. It should be like this. And now let me call our Toastmaster of the Day, someone that very charming. And he is the first one who get the DTM, and he is crying because the shop in Toastmaster is still closed and he cannot get his plug. And every time he make a complaint to TI say the shop is still closed. So she wants to get the backwards. And congratulations to our DTM Ardee. because of the work hard of our IPDD and also Swarna, we finally find your pin out of the blue, and we will send it to Nashville, and you will get from it's quite a long journey for the pin from Singapore to Malaysia to Singapore and to Japan and to Nashville and to Saudi. So I hope you can keep it and use it with your heart to make all the Toastmaster become and help all the Toastmaster around the world, especially in World Travelers. And I'm very happy to meet all of you today. This is my opening address. I'm very happy for this today. We are going to try our excited meeting for tonight. We are going to have a reverse meeting. Yay! Are you excited? Yeah, I'm very excited to see all the speakers and evaluators. And you know, even today I'm very tired. I just came back from COT, sent this and that, and I just reached home by 9 after I buy a mooncake. But for all of you guys, and I want to tell you, for all the members in World Travelers, all your things I already packed. It's going to be sent. For Malaysia, go to Post Laju. For Zarina, tomorrow you need to see me. And for all the people all around the world, make sure you find your DD. Ask the DD to meet Kathy, because all your gifts are going to be sent to you. And this is also take a very long turnaround. So I hope that you will find it in it's only a small token of appreciation for all of us, for all of us. But I just hope that you know that in World Travelers, we are all family and we love each other. And for that, thank you very much, thank you very much for the very exciting introduction from my SAA Jasmine Smith.
Welcome, welcome, World Travelers Toastmasters. We are in for a great meeting today, a meeting filled with fun and fellowship. And as soon as we get back to in person, we'll have food. No, we don't want to go back to in person. But this afternoon, I want to introduce my president, the one and only President Eliza, who wanders around the world via Zoom to find her gem. And so far, she has found a few. Help me welcome our president, President Eliza.
Okay, can we stop? We finished already. This is yay! We finished! Congrats, everyone! Give me a round of applause for all of us.
Madam President, now you have to welcome the guests and get their introductions.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm the co-pilot. We have some guests on board today for the WTC meeting. And can we have the guests identify themselves and say it out which country they are from and which club they are from?
We start with
we would be serving some food for thought, not food on the plate.
Hi everyone. It's my great pleasure to join with you. My special thanks go to DTM Zaraf. Can you guess who is?
Like a pirate.
Yes. So I'm from Innovative Minds Toastmasters District 82. It's my great pleasure, and it was really interesting and the new experience for me. At the beginning, I was confused how they are doing this evaluation and timing. But gradually, I adopt with this fraternity. So yeah, really, I love it, and I wish to join with you in future meetings. And back to you.
Most welcome, Ardee.
From WTC, how many of us are into NASA? Hassan, me.
That also could be Nasha.
Can we have Gordon?
Definitely, I wanted to be creative with my name, so I thought NASA's H department. I don't know which department that is.
NASA satellite.
NASA.
This is mine.
NASA, go,
Hi.
NASA, go.
Hi, Gordon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gordon Xu from Taiwan. I belong to a club in Thailand called refueled Toastmaster Club. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Is that clear enough for you?
Yep.
Yes.
And it's my honor to be here. I have been enjoying your backward meeting. It's my first time to experience this. I read this backward meeting when they suggest tonight. I see the demonstration. That's very just wonderful, and I feel full of energy. I like this, but since here is the time is very late, I have to drop off in a few minutes. Just say goodnight to you. Thank you for having me here. I think I will come again probably in the future. Thank you.
Yes, we are going to have our flight to Bahrain on the 27th. All of you are invited. And just for your information, that World Travelers is a club that's going to visit around the world. We visit